Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you work, money still slips through your fingers? What if the reason isn't your income or even your spending, but something much simpler, something hidden in plain sight, like the clutter in your bag? In this video, we'll explore the surprising connection between the everyday items you carry and the abundant flow in your life. From old bills to broken pens, the things you keep may be silently hindering your financial energy. But don't worry, this isn't just a cleaning issue. We're diving into ancient Zen Buddhist wisdom and practical steps that can change your thoughts, habits, and yes, even your bank account. If you're ready to release hidden barriers, move from stress to clarity, and invite more prosperity into your daily life, you won't want to miss what's to come. Start this journey to prosperity. Start with what's in your pocket, why your mindset can hinder your wealth, and how to change it. Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, thinking about bills, worrying if your paycheck will last long enough, and wondering, why does money always feel tight, even when I'm doing everything right? If so, you're not alone. 3 years ago, I was like you. Most of us have never been taught about levels things shape reality. We think that if we work harder, save better, hustle more, things will eventually change. But here's the truth. No amount of effort can create lasting wealth if your mind remains stuck in scarcity. Let that sink in for a moment. What is a scarcity mindset and how does it manifest itself in your life? A scarcity mindset is a constant focus on what is missing. You may not say it out loud, but your internal dialogue will sound like, I never have enough money, I can't afford that. If I spend money now, I may regret it later. What if something bad happens and I need money? These thoughts may seem reasonable or even responsible, but they carry an emotional weight. A kind of silent tension that lingers in your daily decisions. You may feel stressed when opening your banking app. You may hesitate before spending even on necessity. You may feel guilty for treating yourself, even if you deserve it. And ironically, the more we focus on the lack, the more the lack seems to appear. It's a tiring cycle of scarcity, the science and spiritual wisdom behind it. Thousands of years ago, Buddha taught that our thoughts shape our reality. Modern psychology says the same thing. Our belief systems create cognitive filters. What we trust, we search. What we focus on, we consolidate. If you continually look at the world through the lens of not enough, you will continue to find evidence that proves it to be true. Missed opportunities, tight budgets, financial stress. But what if you start changing that lens? What if instead of focusing on what you do not possess, you start training your brain to recognize what you do have? Why gratitude is more than just a buzzword. It's a powerful tool, be honest. The idea of just being grateful can seem cliché, especially when you're staring at a stack of bills. But gratitude doesn't mean ignoring your challenges. That's about it. Regain your focus. When you regularly practice gratitude, you train your mind to see value, to see richness, even in the little things. And that change is strong. Try this. Before going to bed tonight, write it down 3 things you are very grateful. They don't have to be big. A warm cup of coffee, a quiet morning, a friend has signed up. Do it for a week. You may be shocked to see how your mood and even your thoughts about money begin to change. Gratitude is not nonsense. That's the frequency. When your inner world begins to vibrate at an abundant level, your outer world will respond. Mindfulness. The missing piece of the puzzle that most people ignore. Gratitude helps you shift your focus, but mindfulness helps you catch the thoughts that are pulling you back into deprivation before they spiral. Mindfulness is being aware of your thoughts and behaviors in real time without judgment. You start notice when you're having a money disaster or making decisions based on fear. Let's say you're at the store and feel a little nervous before swiping your card. A mindful pause in the moment allows you to ask, Is this fear coming from a real financial problem or from the old belief that there is never enough? That pause is where the power lives. Because when you can recognize the beliefs behind that behavior, you can interrupt it and select different. The transition from scarcity to abundance is not magic, but practice. The great thing is that you don't have to change your entire life overnight. This is about small shifts in perspective, repeated consistently. For example, instead of saying, "I can't afford that," try, "That's not my top priority right now, but I'm working toward it." Replace "I will never get ahead" with "Every day I become more conscious and intentional with my money." When you have a thought like "I'm not good at finances," follow it up with "I'm learning and growing, and I'm allowed to improve." These subtle rewrites are important. They rewire your subconscious to expect growth instead of struggle, possibilities instead of fear. And as the Buddha taught, what you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. We'll show you how seemingly insignificant things, like a receipt in your wallet or a broken pen in your bag, can silently reinforce your scarcity beliefs. And more importantly, we'll show you how to release that energy, reset your space, and start inviting them into your life, not just financially but also emotionally and energetically. Because wealth is not about having more things, it's about creating more space for peace, for opportunity, for joy. If you've ever felt stuck, like you're doing all the right things but not seeing results, this video is for you. Not because we have a magic formula, but because we believe that real change happens when you adapt what's outside with what's going on inside. So please stay, your journey towards clarity and abundance has just begun. Is the clutter in your pockets secretly blocking your financial flow? Have you ever noticed how heavy your bag is, not just physically but also energetically? Maybe it's filled with old receipts, broken pens, loose change jingling around, snack wrappers or expired coupons. It seems harmless enough, right? Just the usual life stuff that we all throw in and forget about. But what if I told you that the pile of stuff you're carrying isn't just clutter, it's also a mirror? Yes, the mirror reflects what is happening within your mind, and maybe even yours money life. Your bag can say more about you than you think. We often don't stop to reflect on the items we carry with us every day. But those little things, crumpled receipts, empty packs of gum, tangled headphones, aren't just coincidental. They are symbols, broken item that you haven't thrown away yet. It may represent something unresolved in your life, that pile of old bills, a sign that you're mentally holding on to past spending habits, regrets, or fear of losing control. And here's the big idea. The clutter in your physical space often reflects the clutter in your mind. And mental clutter doesn't just make you feel overwhelmed. It also hinders clarity, creativity, confidence, and yes, abundance. Everything you carry has energy, whether you know it or not. Let's go one step deeper. In Zen philosophy, there is the notion that everything carries energy signs, meaning that objects absorb and reflect the energy we associate with them. Think about it. A beautiful watch passed down from a loved one holds warmth and emotional connection. But a crumpled old receipt from a regrettable purchase, it can cause a mild wave of discomfort every time you see or touch it, without you even realizing it. These subtle energy imprints accumulate. They can lift you up or drain you. And most of us are walking around with pockets full of forgotten low vibration energy. It's like trying to walk through life with invisible burdens on your shoulders. Now imagine the change when you intentionally remove those burdens. Letting go creates space for abundance. Here is the powerful truth. Energy flows where space allows. If your pockets and your life are filled with things that no longer serve you, there won't be room for something better to emerge. You cannot attract prosperity when you are still energetically clinging to clutter, physical or emotional. Getting rid of unnecessary objects is not minimalism for aesthetic purposes. That's about it. Create space for better energy to flow into your wallet, your thoughts, your daily decisions. Think of it as energizing feng shui for your finances. But that's just the thing. That's what many of us think. Just a few receipts. Nothing big. But it took to be a big problem, because it's not about revenues. That's about it. Emotional weight behind them. That Starbucks receipt from 6 months ago may seem meaningless, but maybe it reminds you of a time when you were stressed, rushed, overspending, or feeling guilty. Broken pair of sunglasses in your bag. It can symbolize the story you are telling yourself. I will fix this when I have time. This also applies to your budget, your self-care, your dreams. Once you start paying attention, it's hard to realize how iconic these little objects really are. The change starts small but feels big. Here's a simple exercise. Tonight, empty your pockets. Pour everything onto a clean surface. Now look at each item with mindfulness. Ask yourself, do I use this? Does this item bring me clarity or stress? What story or energy does this object bring to me? You will be amazed by the surfaces, not just matter but also memories, patterns and perceptions. As you begin to let go of what no longer serves you, watch your self-energy change. You may feel lighter, calmer, more clearly. You may even sleep better. That's not a coincidence. It's your mind reacting to the physical release. Real life story, from overwhelmed to empowered. Take Sarah, a busy mom in her 40s. Her pockets feel like a black hole. Receipts, gum wrappers, broken keychains, kids' toys and random bills. She didn't think much of it until one day, overwhelmed by her financial situation, she saw a video, possibly similar to this one. Something clicked. She emptied her pockets for the first time in months. She found purchases she regretted, items tied to stressful moments, and clutter that weighed her down more than she realized. She tosses, sorts and cleans, and as silly as it sounds, she said it felt like her breathing for the first time in weeks. From there she started tracking her spending, simplifying her schedule, and most importantly, getting her mindset back. All of that starts with a single symbolic act. Clean her bag. Why you should watch to the end. What we share in this video goes beyond cleaning tips or helpful advice. That's about it. Change. Start in the most unexpected places. Your purse, your pocket, your glove compartment. You will discover how everyday objects carry invisible energy that affects your mood and finances. The psychological impact of silent clutter, and how to relieve it. Zen principles help you move from chaos to clarity. Simple steps to align your physical space with the life you really want. If you've ever felt stuck financially, emotionally or spiritually, this could be the fresh start you didn't know you needed. So please stay with us, because wealth doesn't start in your bank account. It starts with the intention to free up space for what really matters. Ancient wisdom, modern wallets. How Buddhist teachings can help you heal your finances. What if the secret to feeling more financially secure lies not in a new budgeting app, but in an ancient spiritual truth? In today's fast-paced world, money stress has become the norm. From rising costs to constant pressure to have more, many of us carry a silent but constant burden. We work hard, we try to save, but there's still this lingering tension, like we're always one step behind, just one paycheck away from worry. But what if the way forward isn't to pursue more? What if it comes back, let go? It may sound surprising, but some of the most profound solutions to financial stress come from the timeless teachings of Buddhism. And in this video we'll show you exactly how ancient wisdom can bring modern-day clarity, confidence, and calm to your financial life. Letting go to move forward. The power of not being attached. In Buddhism, not attached doesn't mean we shouldn't care about money or possessing nice things. It means we don't let identity and happiness depend on those things. In our consumer-driven culture, we are taught the opposite. We are taught that our worth is tied to what we wear, what we drive, what we own. The more, the better. The newer, the more impressive. But the constant pursuit of wealth only leads to more stress, and strangely, more emptiness. Here's the interesting thing. The moment you start to let go demand to impress, to accumulate, or to keep up, you begin to feel that freedom reduces financial pressure, clarifies your priorities, and helps you make better decisions. The problem is not living in poverty but living with purpose. Try this. Next time you feel like buying something just to feel better, stop and ask, is this a real need, or am I trying to appease something inside? That question could change your relationship with money forever. Everything is connected, including your spending habits. Another core teaching of Buddhism is interconnectedness, the idea that everything is interconnected. Your thoughts, actions, environment, and results. So what does that have to do with money? Think about it. When your space is cluttered, your mind will feel scattered. When you're emotionally overwhelmed, you may make impulse purchases to cope. When your time is mismanaged, your budget often is too. On the other hand, small acts of mindfulness, like keeping your wallet organized or organizing your receipts, create ripples. They don't just make your space look better, they help you feel more grounded, more control, be more open with clarity. Consider something as simple as cleaning out your purse or work bag. You don't just get rid of gum wrappers or broken pens. You are sending a signal to your mind that I am choosing to live with clarity, focus, and purpose. That's powerful. One small act of mindfulness can start a chain reaction. You start to feel calmer, you make better decisions, you spend more consciously, you value what you have, and suddenly, you're not just surviving, you're starting change. Nothing lasts forever, and that's a good thing. Now let's talk about impermanence, one of the most comforting yet challenging truths of Buddhism. Everything changes, nothing lasts forever. At first glance that sounds worrying, but when it comes to money, it's real, deeply empowering. Because it makes sense. Financial difficulties are never permanent. The struggle passed, bank balance recovered, opportunity appeared. Even if you've made poor money choices in the past, even if you're in debt or facing uncertainty now, none of that will define you forever. Your current situation is one chapter, not your whole story. And once you grasp the truth of impermanence, you can release the shame or fear that keeps you stuck. You take action, not out of panic but out of trust. A trust that says, this is where I am but not where I will. That belief alone can spark the motivation you need to start climbing out of any financial hole. A change in real life begins with inner stillness. Meet James, a 38-year-old contractor who's stressed about money. Even though he makes a lot of money, it seems like he never has enough. He spends impulsively, dreads checking his bank account, and carries anxiety everywhere, even in his sleep. Then one day, after stumbling across a sermon on non-attachment, something happened. He realized that his financial stress wasn't just about the numbers. It was about fear. Fear of losing status, fear of failure, fear of not being enough. He started simplifying, first his spending, then his habits, and finally his mindset. He started meditating every morning for just 10 minutes. He practices gratitude at night. He cleans out his wallet and gets rid of stress-causing items, overdue bills, expired cards, messy receipts. He even wrote a small note and stuck it in his wallet. I have enough. I am enough. A year later, his financial situation not only improved but also changed. But more importantly, so is his peace of mind. That's the power of ancient wisdom in action. We will explore simple ways to practice non-attachment without giving everything away. How organizing your physical space can bring emotional and financial clarity. How to shift your internal dialogue from lack to excess. Daily habits bring calm, clarity, and control to your money life. This isn't about ignoring spirituality or pretending money doesn't matter. It do problem. But peace is also important. And when you combine the two, financial responsibility and spiritual awareness, you will create a life that is not only prosperous but also deeply satisfied. Simple daily habits silently attract abundance. When we think about attracting abundance, we often imagine big changes, getting a higher paying job, starting a business, reaching a financial milestone. But what if wealth doesn't start with a bold leap, but with a small intentional step? What if it starts with your pocket? It may sound strange, even too simple, but stay with me. There is a deeper truth here, one that combines ancient wisdom with real action, and it could change the way you think about money, energy, and the little things you carry with you every day. Your bag doesn't just hold stuff, it holds energy. Take a moment to visualize your bag, purse, backpack, or briefcase. What's inside? Old receipts, broken pen, random items you haven't used in months. We don't realize it, but everything we carry with us physically affects what we carry mentally and emotionally. Clutter creates friction. It slows us down. It sends subtle signals to our minds that life is chaotic, that we are falling behind, disorganized, or even negligent. But when we clean up carefully our pockets, something changed. We let go of old, stuck energy. We free up space not just for items but for purpose. And that simple act sends a message to the universe. I'm willing to let go of what no longer serves me. I'm willing to make room for something better. That's where abundance begins. Step 1. Clean your bag with a purpose. This is not just a cleaning but a symbolic reset. Once a week, take 5-10 minutes to completely empty your bag. Lay out each item and ask yourself, do I really need this? Does this item serve a purpose? How do I feel when I touch or see this? Throw away what's broken. Recycle what is outdated. Keep only what brings clarity, order, and usefulness. This little ritual is the foundation. Empowerment. It's a weekly reminder that you have control over what goes in and stays in your space. Step 2. Review your receipts. Know where your energy goes. Receipts are more than just proof of purchase. They're also a record of your energy exchange. When we don't pay attention to them, we miss pattern. We forget where our money goes, and we often repeat habits that don't align with our goals. Once a week, review the receipts you've collected. Ask, is this expenditure necessary? Does this purchase add value, or is it driven by stress or impulse? Would I make this choice again? This is not about judgment. It is about awareness. Awareness creates power. Power creates choice. And choice creates freedom. Step 3. Repair or release what's broken. Did you know that zipper hasn't worked in months? Broken charger, leaking pen, cracked phone case. They may seem small, but energetically they are very important. Broken items represent trapped energy. They symbolize unfinished tasks or things we are enduring instead of transforming. And every time we touch or see them, we reinforce the message of delay, procrastination, or not enough. Here are your new rules. If it's broken and useful, fix it. If it's broken and forgotten, release it. Remove noise. Make room for clarity. Step 4. Gather your loose changes and your intentions. How we treat small things reflects how we treat big things. The loose coins jingling at the bottom of the bag may seem insignificant, but they symbolize something deeper: value. When we collect and sort our change, we say, even the smallest resources matter. I respect every penny. Start using a small pocket or a designated place to hold your coins. Collect them. Count them. Use them purposefully. Maybe even donate them once a month to a cause you care about. Not only does this approach bring order, it also cultivates respect for your money, no matter the amount. Step 5. Practice mindful consumption. This is where the magic happens. Conscious consumption is the art of asking why before you buy. Before making a purchase, pause and ask, do I really need this, or am I trying to fill an emotional void? Will this item provide long-term value or temporary relief? Is this purchase consistent with my values? Select quality over quantity. Select intention trumps impulse. Support businesses that reflect your ethics and contribute to the world you want to live in. Conscious spending is the bridge between spiritual values and financial health. That's where consciousness meets action. Small habits, big changes. You don't have to change your job or your bank account overnight to start experiencing abundance. You can start with what's in your pocket, with what's in your heart, with the choice of just 1% more awareness, more present, more intention. When we free up space, we become more open. When we pay attention, we grow. When we align small habits with larger values, we open the door to wealth, not just in money, but in peace, freedom, and fulfillment. So don't just watch, try it. At the end of this video, we'll walk you through these simple but effective steps again, because we want you to do the same, feel the change. This is not about perfection, it's about presence. Stick with us and you'll discover how to turn the most ordinary actions, cleaning your bag, organizing your change, reviewing your spending, into sacred rituals of clarity, control, and quiet transformation. You don't need more. You need more space for what really matters. And it all starts now. One small change changed everything. Let me tell you a simple story. Maybe it sounds familiar. Susan is a 42-year-old working mother, struggling with a demanding job, a family, and what feels like a never-ending to-do list. On the surface, she seems to have it all, but inside she felt overwhelmed, especially when it came to finances. No matter how hard she worked, her money seemed to disappear. Bills piled up. She avoided checking her bank account and her purse. Well, it was a disaster. Receipts stuffed into every pocket, pens broken, messy from weeks ago. It's a small thing, but somehow it makes everything make sense heavier. Then one day, she happened to see a video that suggested something strange. Start by cleaning your bag. What you carry will reflect what you carry inside. It sounds silly at first. How could a wallet have anything to do with her stress or financial problems? But that night she tried it. She dumped everything on the table. Purchase receipt she regretted. Coupon has expired. Loose change. A broken keychain. As she sorted and sorted and sorted, something began to change. Not just on the outside, but also on the inside. She realized she had brought more than just her belongings. She is holding on to feelings of guilt, pressure, and the constant feeling of falling behind. Just that small act, wiping her bag, caused a ripple effect. She started tracking her spending. She started practicing gratitude at night. She began to slow down, take deeper breaths, and make wise financial decisions rather than panicking. Over the next few months, her financial situation improved, but more importantly, she improved. She felt more relieved, more control, connect more with her values. Your story could be next. Susan's change didn't come from a raise, a godsend, or a new job. It starts with an act of mindfulness. Get rid of material clutter and create space for purposeful living. That's the power of small conscious change. When we take care of our space, our habits, and our thoughts, life begins to change, quietly, then suddenly. So if you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or feel like abundance is always just out of reach, maybe it's time to look inside your pocket. You never know what you're holding on to until you choose to let it go. Stay with us. In the next part of this video, we'll show you how to start your own transformation, one small step at a time, because sometimes the most powerful changes start with the simplest things. Abundance starts from within. Inner work changes everything. What if your next breakthrough, financial, emotional, even spiritual, has nothing to do with working harder or making more money, and everything to do with how you think, feel, and align with your values? Most of us spend our lives pursuing external wealth. We set goals, hustle harder, save when we can, and keep looking for that one big opportunity that will ultimately bring peace and freedom. But here's the truth. Abundance starts from within, and the most powerful changes don't always start with the numbers in your bank account. They start with small shifts in mindset, changes that reshape how we see the world, how we treat ourselves, and how we experience success. Start with gratitude, even when it feels difficult. If your mind is always focused on what's missing, what you haven't achieved, what others have that you don't, then you'll never feel like you've arrived. That's the scarcity trap. But when you start to notice what's working, things start to open up. That's where one is gratitude diary enter. It's simple. Every morning or evening, take a few minutes to write down 3 things you're grateful for. Not just the big things, but also the ordinary, often overlooked blessings. Hot coffee, a kind message, a quiet moment. Over time, this small ritual will train your brain to focus on abundance, not deficiency. And when your perspective changes, your energy changes too. And from there, new ideas, opportunities, and even wealth begin to flow more freely. Visualize your future and feel it now. Visualization is not daydreaming. It's the tool used by Olympic athletes, world-class performers, and ordinary people who believe in aligning their vision with their action. Close your eyes and visualize your life as you are living it abundantly, not just financially but also emotionally and spiritually. What does your day look like? How do you feel when you wake up? Who are you surrounded by? What choices are you making? Now here's the key. Feel it. Let your body and emotions experience what it feels like to become the future version of you, even if it's just for a few minutes a day. When you do this regularly, your subconscious begins to believe that it is possible. And once your mind believes it, your actions begin to align with that vision. Speak life into your goals with affirmations. Words have power. How you talk to yourself every day shapes your reality, whether you realize it or not. Try saying simple affirmations out loud or writing them daily. I deserve abundance. I am open to unexpected blessings. I have everything I need to thrive. These things may feel strange at first, but over time your inner dialogue will calm down. Confidence will increase, doubt will loosen its grip, and you will begin to act like someone who truly believes in your own worth. Live fitly, because true wealth is more than just money. One of the most overlooked secrets of wealth is this. It's not just about what you have, it's about what you are. How suitable are you with what really matters? When your daily actions reflect your values, whether it's spending consciously, giving back, supporting ethical business practices, or choosing quality over quantity, you'll feel more complete. And that satisfaction cannot be bought. It comes from living with purpose, integrity, and heart. You don't have to wait for a stroke of luck. You can start today. Abundance is not a destination, it's a way of being. It is found in the choices you make every day, in the way you speak, think, and express yourself. Gratitude, confirm, live in harmony. These are not smooth self-help tactics. They are powerful inner practices that, when done consistently, will transform your energy and results. So please stay with us. In the next part of this video, we'll show you simple ways to apply these habits to your life. No pressure, just honest tools to help you feel more empowered, clear, and open. Because wealth isn't just something you earn. That's something you crop from the inside out. What if true abundance has nothing to do with how much money you make? Let's be honest. Most finance content out there is stressful. It motivates you to hustle harder, budget tighter, invest smarter, and secure your goal. And while all of that has value, sometimes it makes us feel overwhelmed rather than empowered. So what if we tried something different? What if instead of emphasizing on how get more, we slowed down and asked, what does abundance really mean to me? Because maybe, just maybe, wealth isn't just about money. Maybe it's about peace of mind. Maybe it's waking up without chest tightness. Maybe it's about knowing you have enough and that friend is enough. In this video, we are not here to apply pressure. We're here to give perspective. A gentle healing approach to your finances, rooted in mindfulness, meaning, and sustainable inner growth. The peace you crave begins with presence, not perfection. Imagine this. You start your morning with a quiet moment. You open your wallet and instead of seeing chaos, crumpled bills, expired coupons, lost change, you see order, purpose, a clear reflection of how you want to live. You make spending choices not out of fear or guilt, but out of clarity. You give generously, whether it's time, energy, or money, because you want you have to, not because you feel obligated. Financial peace could look like this. And it doesn't start with a spreadsheet. It starts with how you feel. What do you think? How you appear every day in small conscious ways. Small actions, big ripples. The truth is, you don't have to change your entire life overnight. Real and lasting change comes from small repetitive actions, consistent with your values. Clean out your bag every week to reset your energy. Look at receipts not with judgment but with curiosity. Fix a broken zipper or rearrange your change as a form of self-esteem. Take 5 quiet minutes to breathe, reflect, and realign. None of this may sound revolutionary, but it is, because they train your mind to pause, to lead with calm instead of chaos. And over time, those little choices, they shape your entire life. Abundance is more than just a number. It's a way of life. Let's redefine abundance together. It's not just the size of your savings account or the car in your driveway. It's the quality of your morning, the depth of your relationships, the calmness that you carry even when things aren't perfect. Abundance is feel grateful for what you already have. Spend consciously and generously. Live in alignment with what really matters to you. Trust that life will be better when you stop forcing it and start listening. It's about taking root, no rush. Connected, not in use. Be intentional, not impulsive. And most importantly, it's about realizing that you can feel abundant right away, before anything external changes. Healing your relationship with money starts from within. Many of us carry an unspoken emotional weight when it comes to money. Guilt, shame, fear, frustration. We review old stories like, "I'm just bad with money. I will never have enough. I'm not where I should be." But here's the truth. You're allowed to ignore those stories. You are allowed to rewrite the story. You are allowed to take a gentle and mindful step toward a more peaceful financial life. No hustle, no shame, no imperfection. This video is not intended to make you feel left behind. It's about helping you feel homepage in your relationship with money. Stillness is powerful, and so are you. There's a reason the world feels chaotic. We live in a culture of constant striving. But peace, real peace, comes from learning to slow down and listen. With according to your needs, your intuition. That's what mindfulness does for us. And when applied to finances, it becomes one of the most powerful tools you will ever use. It allows you to stop reacting and get started response. To stop worrying about money and get started build trust with it. Why you should stay until the end. Because what follows in this video isn't just advice. It's a reset, a return to oneself. You will learn how to create mindful financial rituals that bring clarity and peace. Get rid of unnecessary clutter, physical and mental. Align your spending with your values. Call for prosperity in authentic ways, not forced. And most importantly, feel more in control without being consumed. This journey is not about quick fixes. It's about lasting satisfaction. So please stay with us. Give yourself the gift of slowing down. Let this be the moment you stop chasing and start inviting abundance, not just into your bank account, but into your body, your breath, your life. Because you deserve a relationship with money that feels light, free, and whole. And it's closer than you think. Sometimes the path to financial stability isn't about making more money, but about freeing up space, inside and out. By letting go of old receipts, broken items and petty thoughts, we begin to release the energy of scarcity and invite true clarity, balance, and abundance into our lives. Through mindfulness, gratitude and simple daily habits, we move from stress to empowerment, one small step at a time. Remember, wealth isn't just about money, it's about living with purpose, peace. If this message resonates with you, please take a moment to read it or like this video. Leave a comment, share what you will let go of today, and share this to someone. Could use a little clarity. And don't forget order. Come to our channel for more gentle wisdom and practical tools to help you create a life rich in every aspect. You deserve it.